A recent thing that I've been seeing lately is basically it boiling down to, hey Flossie, I can manifest everything but my SP. Do you want to know what the fuck I think about that? Then stay tuned. Hello everyone, and welcome to an actual episode of Spilling the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie and I'm a mindset coach. If you would like one-on-one coaching with me, links will be in the description box below, as well as links to Nikki's coaching, Nikki's manifestation evaluation, our VIP group, which is lit, dope, fun as hell, because it's like our own little Vegas, where we talk about manifestation in a group setting, answer your manifestation questions, and help you get your fucking shit, period. If you want to join our self-concept challenge, if you're a VIP member, guess what? You get that shit for fucking free. There is a coupon code in the VIP group under the announcements where you get the self-concept challenge for free. Otherwise, it's 25 bucks, but join VIP for $30 for that month and get the self-concept challenge for free, which is basically like paying $5 for a VIP group where you're going to get 10 lives with me and Nikki in the month of January. Why? Because there's 5 Tuesdays. So also, I'm going to be adding some hella dope coaching packages. And one of them's actually going to be including some DM additional support. So keep your eyes out for when I finally put that together. And so, yeah. So what is the point of this video going to be about today? When people are sitting there telling me I can manifest everything but my SP. And you know what I say to that? If I could have crickets playing right now in the background to do their chirping while I'm thinking about that, that's totally what I would do. Because that shit needs to go in the fucking trash where it belongs. Why? First of all, let us do a little review of Everyone Is You Pushed Out. So with Everyone Is You Pushed Out, everyone and everything in your 3D reality mirrors back to you, reflects back to you your dominant thoughts and assumptions about any subject. Literally doesn't matter what the fuck it is. So if your dominant thought and assumption about how your 3D reality works is that you can manifest everything but your SP, well, guess what happens? Your God self says, boom, that's the way that it is. And you're going to be like manifesting maybe other shit like a boss. And then it turns around to your specific person and the shit's just hitting the fan. It seems like you can't manifest whatever that you want, the relationship or the attention or the contact. That's how it's going to appear to you. If your assumption is you can manifest everything but your SP, that's literally how it's going to appear to you, because that's what Everyone Is You Pushed Out is. So if you're sitting there saying, I can manifest everything but SP, or I have a bunch of resistance to manifesting SP, it's so easy for me to manifest everything but my relationship, my contact, dates, whatever. That is literally what your 3D reality is going to reflect back to you. So it's like here, I got this mirror here, right? Right. And so if I am thinking that I'm wearing red lipstick, and I got some red lipstick on, when I look in the mirror, I expect to see that. But if I am affirming and persistent that my lipstick is blue, I would expect that my lips are going to reflect back to me blue lipstick. I actually think that the color changing lipstick is good for this type of example, because y'all remember that shit that was popular like in the 80s and the 90s? I think you can still find it. But you'd put on this color changing lipstick, and initially when you put it on, it would be the one color. And then over time, aka like from affirming and persisting, it would like change color. Obviously it was based on your body chemistry, body temperature, whatever. But then at some point you'd look in the mirror and you'd see a completely different color, aka like you getting your manifestation. Well, you have to remember that whatever it is that you want to see or experience, you have to change your dominant thoughts and assumptions about that so that it can be mirrored back to you. It just takes a second. It's like, you know, an echo in a canyon. If I stand at a canyon and I say hello, at some point I'm going to hear my words being reflected back to me as me saying hello. Your 3D reality is like very similar. Your dominant thoughts and assumptions are mirrored back to you, reflected back to you. So first of all, every time that you're telling yourself that you can't manifest your specific person, you can manifest everything but your SP, that you have resistance to manifesting your SP, guess what? You're reaffirming that to yourself, and that's going to be continued to be mirrored back to you, reflected back to you. If you're wondering, well, why does it appear sometimes easier for me to manifest other things? And for my specific person, it just seems more difficult. First of all, try not to put on any assumptions, but the reasons why some people experience that is because you know, you have many thoughts and assumptions about different subjects. And so if you have a fleeting thought that, like I have experienced, for example, that I'd rather like go get a pedicure versus dealing with the handyman who's supposed to come over to my house. And I have this thought of, oh, I'd rather not have him come today and I'd rather go get a pedicure. And then a few minutes later, like it seems like no sooner than that, those words leave my lips while I'm on the phone with somebody, because this has literally happened. The handyman texts me and he says he can't come over, and I go get my pedicure. Why did I get that so quickly? Well, you know, first of all, I don't really have opposing thoughts to that. I mean, I have the assumption that I'm a master manifesting, I always get what I want. Everything always works out for me. And so that assumption that everything always works out for me that I already have makes it really easy for me to have something cancel so that I can go do what I want. I have a lot of things that work out for me frequently like that, which also has created for me to have a more hardened into fact assumption that things just always kind of go my way. But when it comes to, you know, a specific person, a lot of times we might have an old story associated with that. We might be causing our own delay by checking the 3D reality. We might have assumptions that we just have to overcome about that. Like if someone literally told us, well, I'm not ever going to fucking talk to you again, and that seemed real and 100% fact to us, sometimes for a minute, we might have to overcome that assumption. We might have to, you know, move past that a little bit. I find that it just makes it easier to, for sometimes, some people, to like let go of the emotion of the old story. I'm not saying let go of your desire. I'm not saying let go of what you want or that you got to let it go. I'm not talking about that hoity-toity stuff. I'm talking about doing things that make it easier for you to think from the end, live from the end, stay focused on what you want, affirm and persist for what you want. So if your brain is really holding on to over here, the SP said you're never talking ever again, but you're affirming and persisting, but you're still really holding on to it, and you're still expecting that you're never going to speak, and you're still reaffirming this every time you're thinking about your SP or the old story, it may just take a few more minutes. You might have a small delay. Of course, obviously, if you're looking under every single rock for your fucking manifestation because you affirm for 3 minutes and then you're staring all over the 3D, you might potentially create a little bit of a delay, but you can still get your manifestation. But the big takeaway here is that even though there are things that could potentially cause a delay, doesn't mean you're going to have a delay, doesn't mean I'm trying to give anybody any assumptions that aren't going to work for them. But at the same time, if you're sitting there telling yourself that it's hard for you to do, that you're never going to manifest it, that you can't manifest it, that you can manifest everything else, you're going to sit there in your own self-fulfilling quote unquote prophecy, because you're going to speak that shit into existence. If you're sitting there always telling yourself that you can't manifest your SP and you can manifest everything else, you're going to continue to experience that until you're like, no, manifesting my SP is the easiest thing I've ever had to manifest. It's the easiest thing I ever manifest. Relationships are the easiest thing for me to manifest. If you manifest money like a boss, you'd be like, manifesting my relationship is easier for me than manifesting money. It was easier for me. Like actually word it to where it's like something that's already happened. Manifesting relationship was easier for me than manifesting money. Manifesting this was easier than that. Like do a comparison that works for you. Write an FU letter maybe to yourself. Do one of Nikki's FU letters. Be like, you know what? Fuck you for thinking that I can't manifest this shit easier than that shit. Thinking that I have resistance that I don't have. Making this harder for myself. Stop looking under every single rock for your manifestation. You know, it's like when you got the eggs boiling on the stove. If you sit there watching it, like takes forever. But you know, when you step away from the stove for 2 seconds, what's happening? The water is finally boiling and boiling over in the pot. We've all had that shit happen to us. Hello. We all know what that's like to have that happen. So you have to stay focused on what you want and keep persisting for it, not looking under every rock for it, and not like doubting yourself every time you have a second. Stop telling yourself that it's harder to get this than that. Stop telling yourself that you can't have it, that it doesn't belong to you. Like, why would you even want to do that in the first place? Like, I get fired up about that because I've had some clients that are like, well, it's just harder for me to manifest. No, the fuck it's not. It's not harder for you to manifest. You're making it harder for yourself too, because you are focused on that mindset. Get out of that mindset. Stop having that victim mentality that you can't have what you want. Do you think that you honestly don't deserve what you want? Of course you don't. You know that you're the god of your fucking reality, period. So start putting that on yourself that you can literally have whatever that you want, that this is as easy as that you can have it, period. Stop looking under every rock for it and be like, no, I already have what I want. Don't reaffirm to yourself that you don't have it, because every time that you tell yourself, well, I just have such a hard time with it, I have so much resistance, you're just reaffirming to yourself that you don't have what you want and that it is that difficult. And so your brain is just doing more of a buy-in. That brain is like, you know, if you got Felicia in there and she's like, oh, that's right, bitch, I can't manifest this shit with a shit. I can't get it, period. It just never shows up. I get everything else but that. I don't know why I can't get my SP. He's always got 50 hoes. No, doesn't always have 50 hoes. Stop assuming that they're going to have 50 hoes and be hard for you to get, because they're easy for you to get. You can have your SP like that. Snap your fucking finger. It's yours. It belongs to you. So if you're like, I'm not getting what I want, go back to some of the other previous videos that I've released recently to work on how to get what you want. But stop telling yourself that you can't manifest it, or that it's hard for you to manifest, or that you have so much resistance. Why? Because your God self and your 3D reality are going to be like, there you go. There you go. Yeah, because you think that's your assumption. So that's what you're going to get. That's how it's going to seem. That's how your 3D reality is going to work for you. I say, no. No, that's not what we're going to do. Not what we're going to do. So start getting your shit. Change your mindset. Change your mindset. I always get whatever the fuck I want. I'm the motherfucking operant power around here. I'm the God of my reality. Everything always works out for me. My life is fucking perfect. Someone recently said in the VIP group, everything in my life is perfect because I'm perfect. Yeah, period. Because you're perfect. Everything in your life is perfect. You're always getting your fucking shit, period. Period. So just start stepping into your power and getting your shit. Why? Because it's yours. It belongs to you. You deserve it. Those are just facts. Facts. So at any rate, this was just another episode of Spilling the Tea Tuesday where we were talking about shit that you're not going to think. Shit that you are not going to think, period. And you know what I have to say about that? Until next week, I'll talk to you later.